8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go! And wave 3 is off. Way to go, way to go! Good luck out there. Have fun.
So, Midstate Massive Ultra Recap. Here we go. Quick, simple, to the point, in my truck. You know, nothing fancy. This is just how I want to do it. So, I didn't film a ton while I was running like I usually do when I go on my hikes, or my last ultra that I did. Filmed like the whole thing like it was a video. This was a little more intense. I really didn't have the confidence that I did going into the blood route, being only a 50K. I felt I had a very good chance of getting it done. I knew what I was in for because I had tried it before. This was something totally new to me. 11 p.m. start on the Midstate Massive for me because I was a 50 miler. So this race is based on a 100-mile race. Like, that's initially what it's for, to go from New Ipswich, New Hampshire down to Douglas State Park in Connecticut. So you're running all the way through Massachusetts. To help us little guys out, they threw in the 50 and the 50K. So me doing the 50, this is my first time running this far. This is my first time ever going this far, ever. So I already had that, like, not lack of confidence, but I had that, it was unknown. I didn't know if I could make it or not. I didn't know if my knees would hold out, because as most ultra runners know, like, you're always giving your all. If it's 50K, 50 miles, probably 100 miles because I haven't done it. If it's a 10K, you're giving your all to push as fast as you can and as hard as you can. So your all comes right at the finish line. I was trying to explain this to my wife. Like, it doesn't matter where the finish line is. If you're doing it right, you're done. Like, at the finish line. So I had been 31 before. I didn't know if I could push myself to go to 50. But we got out there. Nighttime. So like I said, it's a 100-mile race, and the 100-milers start at like 9 a.m. on Saturday, and then they run, and then they're getting, a lot of them are getting to the 50-mile right when I was taking off. 10 p.m. is when a lot of them were expected to come through the 50-mile marker where we were taking off from, and then we just take off and we all run together. So that was really cool. However, running at night in the woods is not easy, especially when, and listen, I love all the volunteers. This was a great race. The swag, and I have a great shirt that they gave me, couple shirts. The swag is great. The aid stations were great. You guys had everything. We'll get into that after. But just the one bad thing I have to say, and this is put into the pre-race meeting, you know, like, it's very poorly marked. Very poorly marked. That's my only, the only thing I didn't like was that it was dark and you had no service. So the app that's supposed to help you, it doesn't. You know, everybody knows your GPS doesn't always pick you up where you are. And it was very easy to get lost. The first turn of my wave from the 50 milers that took off, on the first turn, everybody took the wrong turn. We all went the wrong way. like 30 guys. So it just goes to show you that it's like not just me. Like, this is a thing. Like, this race is very hard to navigate, and they know that. That's why they're so strict on the water you have to bring. You have to bring an emergency blanket, like 7 lights, different lights on you, flashing lights, blinking lights, like every different kind of light, front, back, up, down, reflectors. They want, like, you need to be able to be found, right? So the one bad thing about this race is that it's super hard to navigate at night, but the sun started to come up. And then the other factor that was super tough about this race is it was freezing cold in this late mid-October morning, but beautiful with the sunrise and the old farmhouses and the fields and things like that. That was great. A lot of camaraderie. And I just want to say, I need to say thank you to, I did say thank you, but again, to all of the volunteers at all the aid stations. Everybody's so nice. And they're sitting out there in shit weather, feeding us, cooking us. At mile 30, I had pancakes with bacon and syrup in them and had little bacon pancake tacos. If that doesn't pick your morale up, nothing will. Like, this shit would not be possible if you didn't have the aid stations and these selfless volunteers that are just out there to have a good time and to see that we have a good time ourselves. So thank you to the aid station volunteers. You guys are great. And everybody that picks up and cleans up and sweeps the trail. You guys are amazing. The Midstate Ultra is tough, grueling. I feel great today, though. Like, it was Sunday, it's Tuesday now, and I feel great. I mean, my knee hurts a little bit, and the bottoms of my feet are still a little tender, and, you know, I wouldn't want to go for a run right now. I'm going to take a little time off, but, so yeah, I had the ambition of keeping up around a 5-mile-an-hour race. I was trying to be there, within 15 hours, and my pace was right around 11 and a half hours the whole time. So the whole time I had it in my head that I was going to be there like 13. Because, you know, at the end you're dead. So I had dropped down to, I started at a 14-minute mile, and I dropped down to a 16-minute mile was my last mile. Exactly. So I exactly only lost 2 minutes on my miles. I didn't spend a lot of time at aid stations. I did refuel, filled up my water a little bit. I didn't have to bring much. I brought a liter in my bag, and my 2 fronts. I just drank my I drank the whole liter, and then I drank my 2 fronts for the rest of the time. Filled them up once, and that was it. Yeah. So, the other thing was my watch was off. I have a $1,500. It's not on me right now because I just got out of work, but I have a $1,500 Garmin Enduro 2, and it's telling me that I had been 12 miles on my course. I had the course GPX downloaded, and the service was so bad, the GPS was so bad, that it was telling me I was 12 miles into my race. Well, the app in my headphones told me when I crossed the 20-mile marker, which was a hell of a morale booster. I thought I had been out there 12 miles, and I'm like, damn, this is the hardest 12 miles I've ever done in my life. Like, why am I so tired about these 12 miles? I've done way more than this. This is killing me. And come to find out, I had been 20 miles. So, a couple things had gone wrong, but enough went right for me to get a great time of 13 hours on the dot, pretty much on the dot, 12 hours, 57 minutes. And, yeah, my wife was there to greet me at the end. You saw the beginning and the end. And, yeah, that was how it went. I am looking for now. So my next adventure, next year, I think I want to do is it the White Mountain Cup or the White Mountain Endurance Cup? That's what it is. So there are 4 races. They are like 20Ks, 25Ks, a 20 miler, and a couple other things. But you combine 3 of your scores from those. So you have to complete 3 of those races to be a member of the White Mountains Endurance Cup thing. And so I want to just get my medal or my mug or whatever. So that's my next thing I'm going to do next year. Starting next year, I think the soonest one is like May of next year. And so that'll be a lot of running. There's a Jigger Johnson. One of the ones is the Jigger Johnson 20. So they have a 20, a 50, and a 100. And I really, really want to do the Jigger Johnson 50 because it seems extreme. So I might do all of these races, but for some reason, because they take times, the Jigger Johnson has to be the 20 in order to be considered for the cup, because you have to, technically it's a competition because there are kings and queens of the cup, fastest men and women. So that's my goal for 2025 is to do the White Mountains Endurance Cup and get my membership into there and hopefully get a good time of those 3. But then I want to do the Jigger Johnson 50. So I'll skip that Jigger Johnson 20. So I'll do all of the other ones, the Kilkenny. It's Kilkenny, Jigger Johnson, and there's 2 others that I can't think of that are like a 20K and a 25K. And, the Chikarawa mountain run. That'll be sweet. I got good times up Chikarawa. But anyways, that's for next year. A lot of big things to come. I'm going to try to do my best to film the training, film the what I do for nutrition. I'm really getting into it. I love that my wife is now into it. Not into it yet racing. Maybe she will be, but she has figured out why I love this sport so much, and that means a lot to me. And this race means a lot to me. The Midstate Massive Ultra. It does mean a lot to me for that reason. It's like sentimental. Like I don't think I'll do it again. I don't have the reason. Like I'm not somebody who likes to do things over and over again and try to get a better time. Like I've done this 50. I'm going to move on to a different one. I'd like to do 100K next and then move up to 100 mile eventually, but I want to find 100K next. And so that's where I'm at with that. But the Midstate Massive will also always hold that sentimental value where my wife, this is the first race where my wife was there with me, supporting me, and was there for me at the end, and that was like one of the best parts about it. So my name's Caleb Anderson with Mountain Life 603. It's a movement. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.